up here. Now this is where shit gets interesting, right? Grimstroke already out. You already got the combo boy with Void. Are they going to have more initiation? Are they going to get anything crazier? No Magnus, thank the Lord. People are finally over that hero. And the Drow Ranger pick. We have talked so much about Drow Ranger. What a great hitter, Lizard. What a great damage dealer. Unless...
Please tell me more.
You know...
I want to know everything
unless
about
it's
her.
2020... Unless, you know, they have the entire meta is based around powerful heroes jumping on people.
No, she's strong. She's good. Especially if you combo her with, like, Vengeful. She
with
can
who?
swap her out or something.
I don't see a Vengeful... Am I blind?
Maybe it will come.
Maybe it will come. Maybe in your dreams, you idiot. They've got a... They got the Void and a Grimstroke. They need some tank. They need some ways to escape. You got a Clockwork and a Venal. Clockwork cogs in you. Venal spits on you. What do you do as Drow Ranger?
That's extremely on point. You can perhaps buy a 4-staff or something, or get a hero that can swap you out of those calls.
How about you get a better hero than Drow Ranger? She's out of the meta. She is a Dumbo move. Omega Lil, Omega Low. What are they doing? Sorry, we're not supposed to talk like this, Rich. But I don't believe in Drow. I've yet to see Drow win a game that any other carry couldn't win, and I'm flabbergasted you think she's good. However, Dragon Knight, what a Dumbo hero right there, Rich. Dragon Knight is the kind of hero where when you go to the bar at 3 a.m. because you've been partying all night with all your friends, you're walking out and you see the sad, pathetic dude at the bar who's passed out, and you're like, what is he doing with his life? Why is he even here?
I'm Dragon Knight.
You're 20 years from now, you're Dragon Knight. Right now, you're like Grimstroke, dude. You're hype right now. But I don't know, Dragon Knight.
My Grimstroke years are behind me.
My stroke years are gone. Now it's all dragon blood. But anyway, what do you think?
So two Dumbo picks matched up against each other?
I mean, Dragon Knight is extremely powerful in the right hands if he has a good start. I don't like the tempo of Dragon Knight personally.
Yeah. They did pick it as third pick, so a little bit early, but for Dragon Knight, he's versatile. You can roll him anywhere. It gives you the objective taking capabilities, and it also gives you that blink strike initiation, so it's not only on the Clockwork to make any sorts of movements early on, you also have this Dragon Knight to follow up. So
oh, look!
It's interesting, but there you go. Look at that hero!
Oof!
Tell me more!
Oh no!
Looks like whoever picked this panel had a Dumbo pick too.
Oh, no, my analyst career over before it began. Okay, so let's talk about this combination here. You were hyping up Drow Venge. Why is that good?
No, you tell me. Come on.
You literally said it. I made fun of you and said it wouldn't happen. I don't know. My facade is over. They've seen through it.
It's just cool. You have the swap versus the cogs. You have the minus armor during the laning stage. You have a stun in the laning stage.
Oh shit, that's cool.
It's sweet, dude.
That's fucking rad, bro.
Stupid, dude.
I want a t-shirt with Venge and Drow on him, bruh.
Talk to your wife.
Sorry, you're doing good. Please don't. You're the only person that knows anything about Dota.
Imagine the analysis Lizard actually got off. Slack still make Lizard leave. PL, not something that we've seen all that much of.
Yeah,
kind of seemed like it was out of the meta.
He was flaming this Drow Ranger, and I can agree that when you pick it this early on, and you have still 2 picks on Voldemort, even 3, to react to it, you can. And this PL is one of those heroes that just crushes her. You have to waste your bans on some other heroes that are good against her, such as Spectre, which they did ban out, but PL is just as good. We saw it actually yesterday.
We did see it yesterday.
Yeah, he did fall out of meta, but that's because he was banned one day after another, like in close qualifiers. If you see Drow, PL is banned. This time it wasn't, and I think this is a pretty good PL game.
Well, I think the other thing, too, that we talked about a lot about why PL potentially fell out of the meta is just because of itemization, right? It's a lot easier to play around him now, but yesterday looked good.
Yesterday it looked good, and in this sort of a game he also looks amazing. There's actually in that last game yesterday he had some heroes that build items that are extremely strong versus him, such as Radiance, Shiva's. Radiance is kind of dead, but Shiva's was picked up.
Sure.
In this kind of a game, I don't really see Omega Lil's answer to him, and perhaps Voldemort have to ban out something like an Underlord in their last banning stage, because Omega Lil they have to put everything into that PL when it comes to their last pick. They have to find a way to deal with it.
I was just about to say the same thing. Sometimes we've been seeing PL almost like a brood mother coming out as the last pick so that people don't have that chance to react. They still have one pick left, and something that's so strong about a Venge could be anything. You want her to be a support, you want her to be a carry, you want her to be feeding, she can do it all. So I think I gotta agree with you, man. They need some kind of AoE to deal with that PL whose one job is say, Mr. Kitty is going to get spaded today. We're not going to let it happen.
Explain to me, Mr. Kitty, we're going to get spaded today.
Yeah, I'm interested too.
No one's actually ever told me to explain a comment I've made before. Well, you should spade and neuter your animals. Absolutely, every time to keep down populations for pets. And Phantom Lancer is a cat man, much like the Khajiit from the Elder Scrolls series. He is a fisherman, a pike fisherman, who was drafted into a war against...
Cats are responsible for many critters' deaths throughout every year, you know.
Fucking interrupt me again.
There you go.
Don't you ever interrupt me again.
I
Low-class Tier 3 talent, you pathetic... Just kidding. Well... I'm kidding.
What the fuck?
Don't you ever speak over me.
If you were going to pick a fight with one talent in esports, it would not be this man.
True. There's like a top 2 list of guys I don't want to piss off that I've worked with. Number 1, Blake Martinez, NFL linebacker that we worked with in Captain's Draft. Number 2, fucking Lizard.
You're on a very good road.
Yeah. There's like most talent when they sit in there, they like suck in their guts. So that, they're like, oh, I don't want to look so like gamer and nerdy. Lizard actually, if you can tell, he's actually breathing outwards to try to appear like he has a fucking gamer gut.
To try to appear relatable.
This guy got a 6-pack.
He's literally trying to appear relatable.
When he touched me, I thought he was made of stone. It did not feel like flesh. Holy shit, Necrophos.
What do you think about Necrophos?
Oh, my leg is crushing it. Necrophos is not what he used to be. He used to be all about his ult. Now he's all about tanky, sustain. Is he the answer to the PL? Well, he certainly doesn't hurt. PL has a little bit of a hard time taking him down, right?
Yeah, it's a decent hero on the offlane that will be able to deal with the PL in the laning stage. My problem with it is they already have some magic damage coming from that Zeus, who's not really picked that often, which is also an interesting pick coming from Voldemort. I have seen some teams pick up Zeus again, but that's usually because of Terrorblade. Yeah. Like you see TB and then you counter it a little bit with Zeus because he has long reach, his Agnes is really good versus TB, your damage overall is just sick. Mm-hmm. And Necro also suffers a little bit against that, unless he buys something like a Hood early on, but it's investment in the wrong direction if you want to deal with PL.
I mean,
this is the biggest spread I've seen, by the way, in favor of Omglil on EGB.com. Like, this is a dramatic spread. And with the lineup that we have right now, do you guys think it would be time to get frisky with the kitty?
Yo, real talk, I mean...
I never noticed that PL was a Catman until now.
Why does everyone say that? What else would he be?
I thought he was like kind of like almost like a Sun Wukong kind of...
A monkey?
Yeah.
No, he's a cat. Are you people stupid?
No,
I'm sorry. Anyway.
I don't have like an area of expertise like this. Like, I'm sure if we asked like Trainwreck's TV, for example, he'd be like, yeah, dude, that's a cat, dude. That's a cat, dude.
Listen, we're Dota fans. We've literally never seen a stream that has not been Dota.
Trainwreck's is a fan of the furrier humans. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Nothing wrong with that.
Kind of. Anyway, as per your question, I would say that this one might be a good one. This one actually might go either way. I like the Zeus pick a lot. It's pretty good burst damage against Drow. He's not going to be close enough to her for her to really engage on. With Necrophos too, his big thing is like making himself unphysical but more magical damage. If the Zeus does well, if he gets an Agnum Scepter, I think they could win.
No, I actually agree with Slacks here.
Hey!
I don't think they have reach to deal with that Zeus.
Right.
Besides the Void Spirit, and because of that, I think he should have a decent game. Plus, it's PL versus Drow. Now, again, odds are the way they are because of the recent matches between these two teams. And usually, it really didn't go well for Voldemort. Every single time these two teams faced, Voldies, they pretty much got outclassed.
All right, well, let's see if Voldemort has any horror cruxes left as we get this game underway.
Thank you so much indeed, Rich and panel. I'm here with BSJ. We're gonna talk about this game for you. Don't worry, no other real shenanigans there. Hey BSJ, what do you think? Is that Zeus' last pick?
I think this game's going to tell us how important drafts are, because I do believe, based on results alone, Omglil is quite a better team, but I believe Voldemort has quite the better draft. I think everything the panel said, they lack reach for the Zeus. You have Venge Drow, all single target against a PL, who the only hero you've drafted against it is Necrophos, which is kind of annoying, but he might tend to go for a hood in this case, sometime in the mid-game, like the normal PL build, just throw a hood in there to get extra bit of tankiness. So I'm curious to see. I think DK probably matches up pretty well against Drow and lane. The extra armor from your passive doesn't get penetrated by the ult. I don't know. I like what Voldemort's got going on here.
All right, we'll see if they can change their fate. At the moment, they haven't won a single series yet, but every series they've had has been a 3-gamer, so we'll see if that's the same case here. Also, on the other side, Omglil also has only 1 series, but only 3 series, a 3-game series that is. So we'll see if, you know, what do you say? 2 rights make it right again?
I think it's like 4 rights make a left, or 3 rights make a left.
I like
that
one.
Yeah.
We'll go with it. We'll see if they go for a 3-gamer here again. But at the moment, I do agree. I mean, you got the nuke on the Necrophos. We heard the panel talk about the last pick needed for Omglil to be a tanky one with the disables, initiator. We kind of feel like Necrophos fills that role.
Yeah, he's nice, but the whole idea is that his survivability tool is Ghost Shroud, and the Zeus absolutely obliterates that. They needed some sustain, right? Because they are against Zeus plus Veno, a lot of magic damage over time, but I don't know. I think Necrophos kind of needs to itemize potentially like a Radiance or a Shiva's as well. He might just need too many items here because he's the only one that actually deals with the PL. So he needs to itemize defensively and aggressively. So if he has like a few deaths in the early game, he may struggle to have any impact at all.
Yeah, he might be the only real tanky hero on the side of Omglil. So we got a Zeus mid against a Void Spirit, who is, well, so far it's still fairly even, but is Zeus supposed to be winning this?
Yeah, I think Zeus has become a much stronger laner over time. They've given him some base damage, base range, and the only time he really struggles is when he's getting harassed out, and most melee laners don't do all that hot against Zeus, so we're seeing that a little bit thus far. Basically, it's Zeus hitting you with a bunch of spells, and you're not really hitting him with much.
No, but you're a Void Spirit, so you can make yourself a shield, and you're able to get hit.
The shield only protects against physical damage.
This is true.
So
not really Zeus's forte.
I see this build coming out a lot more commonly now for Zeus. They kind of just skip the lightning bolt. For whatever reason, they made that cost a shit ton of mana at level 1. So you just can't really validate using it at all in the early game.
And we got the Dragon Knight off lane with Nikwa playing the Venomancer support against the traditional Drovenge lineup.
Yeah, this is a hype off lane. One of the most exciting duos I've ever seen put together in one lane. DK plus Venomancer.
Yeah.
I just get excited thinking about it.
I mean, that's just action nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there should be a /S there somewhere for people that don't understand that was sarcasm.
Yeah.
That's just, yeah, that's a pretty, like, I think that's actually a lane, even though it's not the most exciting lane, I think Drow is going to be fairly happy with that lane, because at least she'll be able to still hit creeps.
Yeah, she just has to be careful getting caught out. As long as they keep the lane near tower, she's good.
Yeah, also, she is actually not able to hit creeps at all.
Oh my goodness, they are not keeping it near tower. That's what I was going to say. If she walks up, she has to be very afraid of the DK kind of just walking at her and zoning her out with his body rather than actually having to right-click her. And that seems to be what's happening. We haven't paid too much attention at bottom, but having it not within range of her tower, she does not feel safe at all.
No, Happy is able to get almost same amount of last hits. And actually, yeah, this Kalen Drow is struggling. He might actually... There's no way Happy can help here. The deny will be at least preventing first blood, so there's that. Silver linings. You're still dead, though.
Drow is not exactly a comeback hero. All the times I've struggled against this hero or played well with this hero, you're like just right-clicking the opponent off laner. He's getting zoned. You get a level or 2 ahead. You get 6 before he does. And that does not look to be the case here. Drow does not recover well as she used to, because that level 6 ulti used to one-shot creeps. Now it just gives you a little bit of a damage boost.
I mean, we're talking how Drow is not having a great game. To be honest, the Phantom Lancer is also not having a great game. Sitting on 15, 16 and 0. Necrophos is sitting on 26 and 4.
Yes. Necrophos is quite a good lane counter to PL. Super annoying to deal with. I think it's going to come on the Zeus's shoulders to gank the Necrophos once, just to alleviate some pressure from the PL. Sometime in the next 5 minutes, yes. You just need to get this Necro out of his face. But since PL's getting decent levels, he will recover much faster than the Drow, just being with that level 6, helping him jungle quite efficiently.
Now, are these lanes not going so well for the carries? Is that just a product of, hold that thought, the first blood actually happens on the bottom lane, so maybe a little bit of recovery there for the Drow Ranger. This Clockwork struggling too, though, will also fall. 2 kills going the way of Omglil. And is that enough for Drow to recover to getting a first blood like that?
It has a massive impact because it's going to determine who gets level 6 first.
Yeah.
It'll have a large factor in that result. And what you were saying about the carries having bad lanes is weird because the Drow got 3rd picked.
Yes.
And then the DK got picked in response. So that got the counter pick there as we see another potential deja vu here for
Yeah, Kalen, he's trying to do something to Nico here, but he's just going to stand there. Well, he was stunned, so he had to. But he'll fall again as Venge actually also dies.
to the Zeus ulti.
To the Zeus ult, yeah. Like, that's not good. So, that's the first blood there. What I wanted to also ask, because we heard Lizard say, like, the odds being so much in favor of Omglil was mostly because of the recent engagements these two teams have, right? Where, apparently, Voldemort was just straight outclassed. Do you feel that happening here? I want you to be very honest with me.
No, not so far. I think they're going to be fundamentally making a few more mistakes on the side of Voldemort. That's just kind of what happens when one team's favored over the other. But I think the PL is getting a decent enough game, and the Necrophos, like I said, he needs a lot of items. So if he, like, this is what's supposed to happen when you pick this last pick Necro into the PL. So if he continues this momentum for another 5 or 10 minutes, that's when he's going to become a real nightmare. For the Voldemort side. But if they're able to just get him down once or twice, it'll be drastically shifting his momentum this time. So they might get him with just them two.
Grimstroke is on the way, though, and they might be able to turn this around with the ink swap. Ooh, nice cogs push out. As we saw John Doe just walking into that. In the meantime, Malik won't be able to chase Flensmeister, who is, by the way, standing in for Voldemort today, as they have kicked their position 1, apparently. So they haven't gotten a replacement.
I'm all too familiar with that process.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sheever.
Yeah, living that back. You're welcome. They haven't found a replacement yet. Flensmeister has stood in for them a couple times. And it hasn't worked out. I must say that too. No
growing pains, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it takes some time to get used to a new squad, especially as a carry. You got to get used to the tempo of the team.
PL's a nice hero to have, the type of hero that kind of plays alone and shows up to fights. He doesn't really require much synergy between him and his teammates and coordination around the map. So if you're going to be standing in, I'd prefer to see that as opposed to a hero like Drow.
Yeah. Would you say, I remember for a large period of time, hold that thought, Nick was struggling a little bit here. There is a Clockwork close by though, so we'll actually live.
What? Odd use of cogs there.
Yeah, he thought maybe they were continuing to chase.
Maybe saw the TP of the Void Spirit, just trying to disengage.
Yeah, could be. But would you say, like, which hero is the strongest hero on the map?
Right now?
Right, and just no, in general. Like, a strongest hero in this game. Of the 10 heroes, you only get to pick one.
It's going to be PL.
It's going to be PL.
Yes, but right now it's Necro. So, and I was going to say Zeus is responsible for shutting down the Necro, which enables the PL, and they just shut down the Zeus, who shuts down the Necro, thus making it so he doesn't shut down the Necro who's shutting down the PL. You see what I'm saying there, Sheep?
Just sort of.
Okay.
What I
don't know what I'm saying
is
either, so
Zeus getting ganked, and even though obviously he died because of that gank, he still was able to take someone out with him, which I always appreciate. That being said, he's still dead, but he is still on top of the net worth for his squad.
That's tactical from Sunlight, letting your support die first, making sure you get the solo XP on the kill, as he's now going to gank bottom.
Yeah, and it's working out. Boogie is not going to make it out alive. He used Dragon Form as well for that, so that's out.
Yeah, it just feels like smoother execution from Omglil.
Yeah.
Doing a good job of relieving pressure on their lane. As you saw, they brought 4 heroes to bring down the DT.
Yeah.
As we saw, Voldemort only brought 2, the heroes that were already laning there. Malik barely lived, and his momentum is going to keep happening in the top lane. PL has kind of just ditched, abandoned ship, and now we see another movement coming out from Omglil looking to invade the jungling passive cores, the Zeus as well as the PL. And most likely going to get a kill with that DD unless the Zeus... Oh, he's on.
They scanned it out, though.
Okay, he knows.
He knows, so they are aware of this. The question is, oh, actually, we still have Clockwork walking up the high ground, finding them all. I don't know if that's the right decision there.
That's the mobile ward you got going. He's like, okay, they're here. I know somebody's here. Maybe it's just Grimstroke. Nope.
Nope. That's interesting. I must say, Omglil is definitely being very active around the map. Is it warranted for them? Like, do they need to be active at this stage of the game? Do you feel like their draft kind of has to be that fast?
Well, because their Necro is so independent right now, he's just going to do his job. He doesn't have items to like pressure in team fights just yet. So they're like, okay, we leave him alone on his own little island, and because we want to leave him alone, we can just play around our other 2 cores. So it's not necessarily something they have to do. It's just something they're allowed to do, and it's just kind of capitalizing on the independence that a core has. That you don't always have a core like that.
No. No, so far it feels like Voldemort's not really putting any effort into movements themselves. They are, I guess, happily farming, even though they're a little bit behind on the farm, but I guess they have the slow lineup in this case.
Yeah, they definitely have to be reactionary, but at the same time, they can't be... they have to pick their battles wisely, and they do have to pick a battle at some point. You can't just keep letting Omglil out-farm you, because eventually they're going to hit their timing pretty hard. Drow comes online with just 1 or 2 small items. Necrophos comes online with 1 or 2 small items, and if you don't delay this freight train at all, it's gonna slam you in the face.
They can definitely eat through towers pretty fast as well, even though, I mean, this is not going fast, but it is, nobody is stopping it either. So it's like free tower. What are they gonna get in return? Nothing at the moment, because they're actually losing someone in return. Nice soulbind coming out there as well. See if they can do something with that. There's still a lot of damage on Nikwa, who's blocking Wish's chase potential. Will die to a stroke of fate there. So they get a tower, they get a kill. That's really nice. Maybe they can get something on this bottom lane, though. They use Dragon Form again. There's still some TPs available if Omglil wants to stop this from happening, though. But it doesn't seem like they even need to.
It's only a level 5 Clockwork. Just not a threat until he gets that hook shot. Needs that gap close against the Venge Drow. Might not even be enough once if the Venge is in position to swap.
A lot of drawing on the map coming out from the Zeus.
Practicing their artwork. That's about as good as my artwork gets as well.
It's very clunky.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, that's styles, right? Everybody has their own styles.
I like to call it my Picasso.
I mean, that's the style. Yeah. So, yeah. Way to go. It will be popular once you're dead.
It's all about how you label it, you know? It's just perspective, Sheaves.
Fair. 4 people in the mid lane from Voldemort. Looking to make a little bit of a stand here. Still not level 6 on that clock that you were talking about, though, so can't really initiate behind the tower if they wanted to dive and get a kill here. And that's kind of like their only way of initiating, right?
Yeah, DK Form's also out, so he's just a melee stun at this point, too.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's like a weird movement, because Boogie comes mid, and then his ult's just gone. So what do you do now? You're kind of just stuck sitting here, while PL is the only hero on Voldemort farming.
Yeah.
And Venge is farming bottom, Void Spirit's farming top, and Grimstroke's actually farming the small camp on the left. So they're just getting a lot more off of the map on the side of Omglil as they just stall out this push, because, to be quite honest, Voldemort just doesn't really push.
I mean, they're there with 4 people and only 3 have to defend.
Yep. And that's quick math, shit.
Yeah, thank you. And this Clockwork, I mean, the only way in is just, you know, walking. He's got boots and windlay, so he can walk, but I don't know if he's going to walk fast enough.
The good old jungling to get level 6 on clock at 13 minutes. That is not the dream.
I would have thought maybe they'd give him the tome or something, you know, but maybe the tome wasn't even enough.
Yeah, maybe he did use the tome. Let's just act like Venomancer stole it like the greedy bastard he is, the little slithering snake.
He's going to get punished for it right now. I mean, jumping behind towers, if Clockwork can't do it, at least the Void Spirit can. Oh, that's a hook shot. Pushing him back. Is there any follow-up, though? There is some bolting happening coming out from Wish, but is there enough damage to take him out?
Double Reapers.
The double Reapers doesn't do anything for Wish. It doesn't matter for the Clockwork. The Clockwork is dead. Nice breathe fire coming out from Boogie. They could maybe do something here, but everybody of Omglil is already out, and with no Clockwork, they cannot give chase.
Yeah, they're just not bringing the numbers necessary to bring down this Necro. It almost looks like a pub where you're like, guys, we just need to bring 4 at the same time, and this guy will go down, and you can just never quite coordinate it. Definitely see the lack of cohesion on the side of Voldemort.
Yeah, because Y had the right thought. You know, you punish them for diving.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough people around to help him punish the diving.
Yeah, the Zeus bolted him after he's already running away.
Yeah, and then it's also... You know, we talked about this. This Necrophos is the most tanky hero on the side of Omglil, so it's probably not the right target to go on first. Is it?
I think it was really important that they all end him earlier in the game,
yeah,
back when he wasn't so tanky. But he's already got that hood up, plus a bracer, going for the Guardian Greaves, it looks like, next. And Yeah, he's their momentum for Omglil, and that momentum is responsible for what's going to slow down the PL slowly but surely. And he has, is that a full defusal? Okay, not a bad timing window for them here. They definitely don't want to feel rushed, but they don't want to feel content, I would say. With nothing happening on the map. Maybe just get one small engagement, open up the map for yourselves, maybe just get a tower, as they do not have one just yet.
They got the bottom one. They were able to take it. And they also, even though Dragon Knight has got no mana at the moment, but Clockwork has his hook shot up. Dragon Knight has got his ult up in like 15 seconds or so.
Go time.
Go time. I'd say so too. Let's see if they can find something. It's nighttime again as well, so they might be able to sneak attack someone in the middle lane. That being said, I do feel like Omglil is putting a lot of effort into protecting their tier 1.
I guess I was mainly fixated on that mid tower because they've put in so much resources into trying to get it, and it's still standing. And this Necro, he's just this wall, man. He got hired by Trump. He's building a wall in front of his mid tower, and he is not allowing any of the other people to cross. You know, I didn't know where to go with that to make sure I didn't stab myself in the back there.
Also a little bit hesitant to comment on it
in
the same analogy.
That's one of those where you just, if you talk anymore, the hole's just going to get deeper. So.
Keep on digging. Oh, it looks like we have a smoke coming in from Omglil. That's an ultimate. So they know where they are, sort of, and they instantly back off on Voldemort. They knew something was amiss. And it was also a little bit interesting to see them rotate towards the bottom tier 2. I figured that's like the only place where they already had the tower. Maybe they just wanted to secure the Radiant jungle a little bit more, but that's not a place where the PL is going to go farm at any point anyway.
Yeah, he's chilling up top. Seems on his own little island there.
Yeah.
Both teams are quite content with absolutely just farming up a storm. It does look like Omglil may try to force something with this double damage on the Drow, though.
Yeah, we have the Grimstroke growing towards the PL. Because I was going to ask, like, when you're Omglil in this case, are you just happy with letting... Do you know the PL is farming? Are you just happy letting that happen?
I think they I don't know. I feel like both teams kind of okay with getting something done.
Yeah.
Everyone's also seems okay with doing nothing.
Well, Grimstroke found himself the PL. I don't think he can kill him by himself, but he's definitely making PL stop farming unless he's farming John Doe instead. So it's a little bit interesting that was the weirdest... That was the weirdest rotation.
Yeah. They may not be able to identify that body, Sheaves.
But why would you go there?
His name's John Doe. I did not plan that one, I promise, guys. Otherwise, it might have been even more terrible on purpose.
The worst one you can never plan.
Yeah.
It's all good. Okay, that was like a freebie for the PL. Let's see if Y is going to return the favor there. Looks like he is. At least they got something in return there.
Yeah, the PL is not choosing to go for that hood, so no real tankiness coming out from any of his items, as the Void Spirit does have an Ag Scepter complete, so they're going to have that AoE silence, the double Resonant Pulse, so a decent amount of AoE at this stage in the game. No 15 talent on PL either, so before that point, he's a squishy cat.
Yeah.
A little kitty. That Slacks would be so proud of me for calling him that.
Yeah. I'm sure that he is. He's upstairs now, being really happy. Big fatherly smile on his face.
A wily grin.
Yes.
A maniacal laugh.
And nodding at the same time.
Yes.
All right, we got everybody of Voldemort, even PL coming to the smoke show. It looks like 5-man smoke, and it's again going towards mid lane. Void Spirit is the one that is furthest away on the side of Omglil, but I think he was just in the base. Getting his mana back, so he can be back anytime.
He got the Pupil's Gift plus his level 15 talent, so he's actually not that. He's grown into his like 5th life of his cat life here.
You're gonna be for a 5v5. Let's see if that Clockwork can identify the first target. They have a nice ward. They do see Grimstroke behind that tower. PL will just see if he can reduce some of that mana on Malik and maybe hit some towers with Boogie from the side. He popped his dragon form already. The Vengeful Spirit is a good target to go on as well, because then at least he can't save anybody. Or they just take the tier 1 tower and that's it.
Yeah, they are able to capitalize on this window where the Necro has decided to queue up the Radiance. Something we did talk about early on, that he is the only real hero to deal with PL. always deals well with PL over time, makes it quite easy to identify the real one as the illusions die quite quickly. And since he's got 4,000 gold of items that isn't doing anything at the current moment, they are able to force a tower, despite Omglil being in the net worth lead right now.
Yeah, they also just used Zeus ult. I think it's both because they thought the Venge illusion was real. It was not.
He was trying to cast it, and that's what you get.
Yes, he was. I think so. But at least they know that nobody is going to bother them when they take the tier 2 tower, so that's something. I say that. There is some rotation happening. Can this Void Spirit change the fate of this tower? The fortification is used as well. Hiding behind a tree, sunlight. He's got some backup, but these Venomancer wars make it very hard to be an unsuspicious party here.
Yeah, and DK already TP'd away, potentially going to catch the Necro top as he does go down. You guys will just have to believe us on that one. I promise you. You can look up top at the 40-second respawn. I'm going to imagine that was something to do with a clockwork hook and a DK stun follow-up with a little bit of Zeus bolt action going on.
Very nice.
You and I have the same vision.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Same page.
Oh, hey, there we go. That was the hook shot. We got the DK coming out with the stun, jumping in, having a breathe fire, some bolts, exactly the way we said it happened. It happened. Next time, we don't even need to show the replay because, you know, you can just believe us.
Yeah, why'd you even have to watch it?
Yeah. It wasn't a very exciting kill either. Why was he there by himself?
I think he just saw the 3 heroes bottom and underestimated the fact that Clockwork setting up on him would buy enough time for the other heroes to TP in to catch up. So it's not important how many heroes are showing. It's important what heroes are showing, Sheep.
That's true.
If Clockwork's missing, he can absolutely buy some time for his teammates to get there.
Oh, disconnect coming out from Wish. Gives us some time to look at some items. Ags being built by him. Is like 2.2k off. Any items that stand out for you?
Yeah,
never mind.
That Voldemort picture stands out to me right now. I understand they're really going with the theme, but that's some creepy stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if then in their universe, Voldemort is the good guy. You know how for some people Thanos is the good guy? You know, he has the right idea, his heart in the right place and all that?
Yeah.
What could that be for, like, are there people that think Voldemort's heart's in the right place?
Probably. I'd have to assume so. There's some weirdos out there, Sheeps.
I mean, yeah, I know that one. Don't know as weird as to think Voldemort can be the good guy, though.
Yeah,
that's taking it to the next
level. Than Thanos, right?
Yeah,
I don't think Voldemort ever had any like good intentions to anything. I think Thanos was actually trying to, do what he thought was right.
He's
for the
like
world.
Global warming. All right, let's cut the population in half because it will work.
Yeah,
it's not the most humane solution. Sunlight finding himself mana burned against Flensmeister, who's chasing him down, but he doesn't want to continue chasing because the rest is all missing. So it's very spooky to continue chasing that because it could just lead you into your doom.
Yeah,
one well-placed gust, and that's it. And that's another disconnect from a Wish. Hope he is okay.
Yeah, they're actually doing a pretty good job of poking and prodding on Voldemort. They poked and prodded the bottom tower for some reactions, then killed Necro top. The PL just made an aggressive move on Void Spirit, forced the rest of Omglil to come to his assistance, and by the time they get there, he's already gone. So they're actually getting a lot more out of the map right now, as you see the net worth lead going from 2 to 3k in favor of Omglil to less than 1k, as that's about the MMR average of the chat watching right now.
I would give them maybe 500 more.
Like 1.2k?
Yeah, 1.3.
Okay, yeah, that's like Guardian 3, I think, at that point. That's fair.
Sure. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's weird like that because I know everything that's above me in terms of ranked medals, but I don't know anything below me, what the order of that is.
Plebs are beneath you. It's beneath you to know that.
There you go.
That's exactly the mindset the average Dota 2 member has and the community member, and there's nothing wrong with you also sharing that sentiment.
Fair. Do you feel like any team particularly won the neutral item battle? I see both have the Philosopher's Stone, so you get even on that side. I like Pupil's Gift and I like the Vambrace.
Yeah, the Grove Bow's quite nice for Drow Ranger. Essence Ring's nice on really any int caster, so Zeus appreciates that because he does lack sustain in general on his items. And a health sustain, that is.
Yeah.
He pretty much always builds some sort of mana regen. And then Clumsy Net for DK, I could think of better items, but a little bit of mana regen doesn't hurt. Extra TP cancel in case...
yeah, we're only at the tier 2s, of course, as well. There might be better ones still on the horizon. And obviously for supports, I mean, at some point Clockwork will get a hand-me-down from someone else. He's got to be very happy with that.
Supports are the younger siblings.
Yeah, they are.
And of the neutral items. There was that one, did you see that one Reddit thread with like carries to their supports at 17 minutes? And it's like Rich bending over with grapes and like it's holding out a faded brooch.
Yes, I did.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah.
The people that come up with that stuff, we appreciate you. At
we
least I
do. It's a lot of, like, I don't know, you know, I can see it, I can appreciate it, but I can't think of it.
Yes,
I can't come up with it. So it's appreciated that some people do come up with it and then also put it in practice.
Exactly.
Another important thing.
That's about 3/4 of what Slack says, but it's also that I couldn't understand it either. All the description you gave there, but I also can't understand it.
Okay, now I'm confused.
You said that you like see it put into practice.
Yes.
You know, you're like, oh, I couldn't think of that, but I understand it.
Yep.
All of that with
All
what
of that.
Slacks does, but I don't understand it either.
That's fair.
Yeah, my references are bad enough that you have to ask about them, and that's fine. That's not
fine.
your fault, Sheed.
But that's also, I have to ask about all the Dota stuff as well. So, you know,
That's true.
we're balancing each other out that way.
I'm just trying to keep you guessing
Well,
in any mediocre way I can.
we do have Voldemort now taking over the gold lead, by the way. And
Wow.
we did say that they had the better draft.
Yes.
Now, in order for Omglil to win, like, should they be at a lead at the moment? Like, do they have... Because we also established that late game, PL is the strongest hero on the map. I know that there's Necrophos against him. But
Yes, this Radiance looks like it's go time for them.
Okay.
I think the next 1 or 2 fights is going to basically decide the game. Because PL hits this critical threshold where the Radiance is not going to be enough if he gets 2 or 3
that's
more
a
out.
nice target, but not the nicest target they could hope for. I mean, you know, you 4-man smoke and you get a Venomancer. It's not half the time.
If they turn it into a tower, that's okay. But yes, not ideal. That is not who you're looking for. I think that's good map distribution for Voldemort, though. The PL is standing in a place that is obstructed by the Venomancer. The path, that is, to get to him.
And they are going to try to take this tier 1 tower out for it. They're going to have to deal with some of the PL illusions.
They don't have the Radiance yet. They elected to, like...
They pretend like they do.
Yeah, go for the Greaves instead. Delaying his Radiance as well as his Shivas. So never mind. They basically delayed their timing by a long shot.
You don't feel like
Radiance.
Greaves is also a go time item?
Well, no, what I'm saying is that he could have been building up to the Greaves with the mech first and everything, but he had 4,000 gold saved up and then just bought the Greaves all at once. So it's kind of just...
power play.
I feel like it delayed their timing, and then he realized that their timing was too delayed for their liking, and then went back for the Greaves, so...
But he's now going back for the Radiance.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of indecision, and not going to be a fan of that. Tentatively, when your draft is inferior, it will put you in weird spots like that, where you're not ideally choosing... You're choosing the lesser of 2 evils rather than, you know, the greater of 2 goods, and... In this case, I guess accepting your loss there and saying, okay, our push was delayed by about a minute or 2, but at least we got it at the end of the day.
Are there other solutions in their lineup for the PL illusions?
Not when he gets 4 or 5 slotted.
No, not even if you have like a draw with a Maelstrom and an Axe or something? Or is that just not something you want to go for?
It's nice, and maybe like with some miscoordination, the PL would be brought down anyways, but the problem this game is they actually have some massive backline threats from the Zeus and the Venomancer that I don't think they can afford to just purely itemize for the PL as well as focus him, which means that I don't think a Drow with Maelstrom Ags will have enough time to actually hit the PL, spending too much time getting hit in the back. The PL, nice enough, instead of the way Necrophos is this game, he only has to be a frontliner. He doesn't actually have to deal a relevant amount of damage because he has the Zeus in the late game. Yes, he's going to naturally deal damage, but sometimes PL can hit that critical threshold where, he lives, but by the time he's like killing anyone, everyone else on his team's dead. But that's not going to be the case this game.
No.
Oh, initiation here.
Yeah, nice blink stun coming out. Sunlight, can he get out? He assimilates away. He's got his Axe complete as well there.
Misses the Zeus ult. He tried to use it before the Dissimulate came out, and instead timed it perfectly with the Dissimulate.
Unfortunate. I think Omglil is trying real hard to dodge the fights here, by the way. Maybe with an Aegis under their wing, they'll be more confident taking these fights. I mean, they did want a fight earlier, but they kind of stopped after they got the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they want to force Voldemort to fight into them, so PL can possibly get caught out of position.
Let's see. They're just scouting each other out. We see Y looking for an opening. They're going to try to wrap around, perhaps. Oh, they see he's there. We see Malik. He wants real bad to be the one on the front line. Oop, Sunlight. Silencing up Nikwa. Nobody out of position. It's really Malik and Wyatt that are trying to be the frontliner, and it's really interesting to see how both of them are weaving their way around the positioning of this team fight that is maybe brewing, but it looks like both will just go home empty-handed at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot of tiptoeing.
Yeah, it really is. But it just goes to show how even this game is. They both of these teams also feel like they are this even. Nice.
Well, both teams have ridiculous turn potential. Drow in the back, Zeus in the back. If you overcommit onto a fight that's like not favorable for you, you're going to pretty much get wiped instantly.
Yep.
So that's why both teams are playing as scared as they are, and just kind of giving a little game of chicken, you know, who's gonna strike first, and I'm gonna drive my car on the wrong side of the road, and are you gonna swerve or am I?
At the moment, both teams want to kind of swerve. Oh, why finding himself? Oh, that would be a good catch. His team has to be here in time to back him up, though, and it's not really there. It looks like Kalen is away there too. Has got that Hurricane Pike. Now with the hookshot on cooldown, they can't give chase. The team that wins this team fight, which at the moment actually Omglil is going in, knowing that that hookshot is on cooldown, they found why, silence him up. There should be enough damage to bring him down.
He has buyback.
Is it important enough, this Roshan, to buy back?
Yeah, this is a very
even with that
important
hookshot.
rush. Yes, it's I'm not saying he should buy back, but if his team cannot prevent the Roche without him, he should buy back, yes. This is a very decisive Roche because both cores are kind of at that point where Drow needs an extra item to kill the PL. If PL gets an extra item, he's not going to die. So very pivotal Roche.
Sunlight going in. He's got the Ink Spell on him as well, and that is a Reaper Sight taking out the Dragon Knight. This Roshan, I mean, they're gonna have to go for this one. The buybacks are happening, and that should be enough to force the rest of Omglil out of the pit. They take out the Grimstroke. The chase is on. Malik is a tough target there, though, and the buyback's happening from the Grimstroke here as well. In the meantime, Kalen able to get the dieback going on Y, who just went into a different side of their team. That was a little bit unfortunate, maybe a little bit miscommunication about which side they were going to give chase to.
He was, reminded me of Owen Wilson from Behind the Enemy Lines. That's about where he was. He was on the wrong side of the border there.
He really was.
And his team did not have the reinforcements to help him out, as he is dead for only 30 seconds, luckily, being low-level Clockwork that he is. That was the strategy coming in, hitting his level 6 at 13 minutes this game.
Yeah.
Going for an Ags on Grimstroke. That could be a potentially game-deciding item, actually. The PL is one of the best illusions, as all PL illusions do get his ult, so they will duplicate. So if he can get his own PL army going, that might be pretty obnoxious for heroes like Zeus, Clock, Veno.
Yeah, that Diffusal Blade's going to burn through the mana of the Zeus.
Well, who's their Grove Bow or their Enchanted Quiver? It's actually a really nice Venomancer item. It's just like a boop, another 300 damage on my auto attacks if my Poison Sting was not enough.
Yeah, and as a Veno, you don't hit too often, so you're probably always going to have the Enchanted Quiver. At the moment, though, he's enjoying that free gold.
It's so hard to pass that up as a support, even though you're like, maybe I could use a more impactful item in these team fights, but 70 GPM.
Free gold.
Money.
Yeah, it's, I know the struggle. Oh, nice soulbind there. They're going for it. The double silence coming out as well. Remember, that is a dieback if the Dragon Knight dies again. Double magic missile, and that is indeed 2 heroes dead once again. Both Clockwork and Dragon Knight. This Clockwork keeps on dying. Net, that's the real one right there. They should be realizing that too, but he can just go up to the high ground with a doppelganger. Should mean Roshan goes the way of Omglil, though, unless they want to Poison Nova coming out. They want to fight this 4-on-3. Why not? Zeus ultimate as well. Happy is taking actually a lot of damage, but more damage is taken by the PL. PL able to get out of this fight for now. Was able to take Sunlight out. And Zeus, the Essence Ring, keeping him alive at the moment. PL trying to throw some lances from the side, but he cannot save his Zeus anymore. Are they able to actually defend this Roshan for now? Nah, surely not.
Clockwork's back alive. He's round 7, I think it would be for him. He's already diebacked twice. Can he do it a third time? No, they will get the Roche. As Drow has the full Mjolnir plus another 2,300 gold towards that BKB. So now, once he gets that BKB axe, he's going to be a force to reckon with, as thus so far, the only reason he's not able to deal all the damage that he wants is because he keeps getting Zeus bolted and Veno ulted. That rhymed on accident, but he just always seems to be at like 300 health. With the Titan Sliver probably helping out a lot this game, just that 16% magic resistance more so than the status resistance. And always got the repair kit on Necro for that extra something 20 regen, I think it is.
25 or something. It's very high.
It is. He's sitting on 83 health. Oh, no, that's from his passive. He's sitting on
50.
Oh my god, they went all right. Okay, about 50 it looked like.
It looked like 50. And if you mean the number that you see, the 30.7, it was 51 point something.
Oh, that's a lot. That adds up over time. That's like the health version of Storm Spear with the Bloodstone.
Yeah, it's nice.
DK's working on that BKB. Another exciting item for an exciting hero in an exciting game of Dota 2, Sheep.
Look at that buyback status. Only Zeus is rich enough right now. But to be honest, I mean, at the moment, Omglil doesn't need buyback. They got an Aegis. They must be feeling very comfortable. I don't think Voldemort will want to fight while that Aegis is up. At the same time, Omglil surely will want to fight. They're going to try to look for things to do. Maybe take out the last tier 1 on the bottom side.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard for them to go anything more than the tier 2s because the high ground defense coming out from Voldemort is pretty daunting. With the Zeus, the Veno, the PL poking you down with illusions. Your only real siege being the Drow, and your only sustain is the Greaves as well as the heal from Necro, which is okay, but not quite enough to get through all of that damage over time. He'll probably need a Satanic some point in this game from Kalen, just so he can eventually hit some buildings, or they just need to kill everybody outside of base like they are doing
at the moment, Nikwa is, at least he was able to deny the double damage rune from Sunlight, and Sunlight is not going to give chase there. That forced to the low ground, helping out. The tier 2 will drop here.
Utilize the fort on tier 2, oddly enough.
Yeah, and with an Aegis on the side of Drow and with Venge right there to swap and the BKB complete, they make a pretty good case of going high ground, surely.
DK and PL are pressuring top. Already used DK ultimate, so they're not exactly looking to fight.
There's the TP happening.
Try to force them back.
Yeah, Flenschmeister still there. We'll see if he makes a play for it. But the teleport back, I mean, they saw that Dragonite TPing on the tower, so they actually... Oh, they go for a fake back. Who is stepping out to take the wave? There's no wave yet, but someone's gonna step out. Surely. I like this, though. Oh, but if it's Clockwork, it would be very unfortunate.
I'm down for Dumpy Clockwork.
There you are.
Thank you. It, you know, if it's gonna be someone dying to a smoke, it's most likely gonna be the Clockwork. Just dying in general, actually. It doesn't have to be a smoke. Let's not get too picky about the way he dies.
Fair.
He has died an awful lot this game.
I mean, it's kind of his job this game also,
True.
right? Not necessarily, but he has to go in first.
Yes, he does. He is the gank tech extraordinaire.
He's doing it really well.
Yeah, you know, he has a vision for the game. This is why these guys are out here and I'm over here, is he sees the vision of his job this game. He's like, if I'm high level, I can't do my job as many times this game. Thus, must remain as low level as possible.
Yeah. I find it interesting. Clockwork going for a Glimmer Cape first item. I mean, it's a support, so, you know, after Tranquils, there's not that much else that he could get. But Glimmer is not normally the support item that you'd go on first for Clockwork.
Yeah, he usually has some serious mana issues, but once again, going along with the theme that he should be alive for only about 5 seconds, the mana problems will not surmount themselves this game because he will cast his volley of stuff and then he's dead. So can use that death as a free regen rune for himself.
It's a little bit sad that they have 2 heroes like that because Venomancer is also one of those heroes that goes in and dies as long as he gets his ults up.
And he's itemized to do that. He's got a Blink Force Staff on Venomancer.
I like that.
He understands his purpose as well. All for my carries as...
Hello?
Why? Just confirming.
Why?
Yeah, asking just why. Why do you guys have to do this
to me? We got ourselves our Abyssal done. It didn't really do anything, though. And now Flensmeister forced to the high ground. Reaper Scythe does not take him out. It was a little spooky there for a second, though. Nisha getting swapped into death right there. It's lucky for Flensmeister that swap wasn't in range for him. The buyback happens.
Oh, no, not the Zeus, too.
The Zeus, too. The Veno has not yet used its ultimate. Still has that available. You did say high ground defense for Voldemort was very potent.
Yeah, they had to kill them to get in, and they are absolutely killing them, Shiver. That swap from Venge, catching the Zeus out of position, he's got to be much more careful than that. But not giving them enough credit where it's due. They are catching him very well, and Kalen doesn't even pop his BKB. He doesn't even have to in order to get this tier 3 as well as a lane of Rax. Moving to the bottom lane, basically saying, hey, we don't think you got buyback on Zeus, and we're going to make you prove it if you do.
Yep, 40 seconds with him on the sidelines. Of course, the Aegis is no longer there, but it doesn't really matter. they can fight without it just as well. And that is 2 lanes of racks where Voldemort can do nothing but watch.
Yeah, this game tells you that draft only means so much, because us as well as the panel were a much bigger fan of the Voldemort draft, but there's a reason why the odds were in favor of Omglil before the draft even occurred, and this game has explained itself on that front.
Turns out you can predict bad play.
Yeah.
With that. All right,
Feels
so
bad for our evil villain Voldemort here.
Yeah, but at the same time, the evil guy should always die at the end,
I was
right?
going to say, the good guy always wins.
Yeah. So what is the play for Voldemort to still... You know how at the end of every supervillain movie, there is a moment where it seems like the supervillain is in charge?
Yes. That was like the 20-minute mark when they were up by 500 gold.
We already had that.
Yeah, you already missed that part. It wasn't as climactic as they make it in the cinemas, but hey, that's real life.
It was a very child-friendly movie.
It's a disappointment when you expect to see what you see in the movies and when it plays out in actual... Dota in this case.
Yeah. So is there still a way back for them? Because, you know, the old saying, there's always a chance in Dota. What is their chance?
Their chance is exactly the Clockwork finding the Grimstroke with the hook, bursting him down instantly with no buyback. Okay, it's all you, Sheep.
All right, well, let's see. I mean, just the end of it. The Venomancer dies just as fast. That's an illusion. Grimstroke doesn't have buyback, but now the hookshot's on cooldown, and they cannot give chase.
Yeah. I don't know what came over me. My instincts took over.
I mean, it was perfect. That is exactly what they needed, but then they also needed to live after that, and maybe, like, it was what they needed. They went and gave chase, but then the person chasing was the Venomancer, and he just dies really fast.
Yeah, there's just too much kiting on Omglil for PL to do the damage that he wants. This Radiance plus the Mjolnir is just poking him down slowly but surely, and you don't necessarily have to kill him as long as he's dying faster than you are, which that seems to be the plan overall. They do get an Illusion Escape for the Dire Squad. That's a very good item for PL.
Yep.
Havoc Hammer has become one of my favorite neutral items. It's just so...
really?
It's so derpy for all the strength heroes out there. You just go, like, nobody expects it either. The first time you hit him with it, it's like a slap to the face.
Because nobody uses it.
Yes, it's just like when you're ahead by like 20k and you're diving fountain, you just buy that Dagon right next to the fountain, you just don't kill the guy with it, but you just zap him. You know, remind him who's boss. That's what the Havoc Hammer kind of makes me think of.
So you only use it when you're already winning?
Yes.
Okay. This is a good thing to know.
Yeah, but nobody expects it.
That's true.
It's the message you're sending. You know, I could have used another neutral item, but I'm using the Havoc Hammer.
That's how hard that you're winning right now.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Charlie
see.
Sheening it up.
If did he just block his own creep camp? I think he did.
Yeah, I think the intent was to get a good vision for the 2 seconds that it lasts.
I mean, you already have a ward on the high ground there too.
What lasted longer, that ward or Kyle?
That hook shot right into the Aether Remnant. Why cannot even do his job this fight? He'll die on that high ground. He can't actually kill the Phantom Embrace either, Boogie.
Oof.
He is BKB trying to fly his way to the base. We'll have buyback. We'll come back into this fight. In the meantime, PL is just trying to do damage here. The Venomancer actually is doing a lot of work right now, but can they find the kills? They cannot. That PL is getting bursted down by Kale, and he's just standing there, allowed to hit. No buyback available for him, and the Dragonite, even though he bought back, he doesn't have Dragon form anymore, and he's kind of useless because he has Blink BKB. He can stun and breathe fire, and that's, you know, then he's hitting people with the sword, which normally is very good, but not in a Dragonite.
Yeah, the positive thing here is that Grimstroke Ags does not have a PL to duplicate here. So that eliminates the power level of the Omglil squad just for the next 60 seconds, which they are respecting the potential that he has buyback.
Yeah.
They are waiting for the next Roche. They have a courier sitting in there, chilling.
Wouldn't you normally want to try to force out the buyback?
Yeah, maybe they feel like that's the one way they lose this game. If they buy back and turn it somehow, I'm not sure.
I mean, they don't have the Venge, so the save potential there for the Drow is not there. So perhaps was a deciding factor there too.
Generally, the Tier 2, Tier 3 teams do take it a bit too safe sometimes, I will say. So that is something that tends to make the game drag just a bit longer. It's not necessarily a bad thing in cases like this, but do you really have to wait? Probably not. But hey, you know, better safe than sorry.
Exactly. Well, the Roshan's going to be up again in 25 seconds. We'll see if Omglil can control that Roshan. It seems like that might be Like, Voldemort has to contest that, right? That has to be the fight that they take full on. They have to full on commit and go for it.
Yeah, they've seemed pretty reluctant to take fights in general, and their execution overall has not been to the liking of their master so far. So I don't know. I think they have to. If they do get Roche, I can't really imagine Omglil getting repelled with their 20k net worth lead before they even secure the Roche. They do scout it out with the flare. Will they make that desperation smoke play?
I mean, they have to.
In order to respond to this, so far, nothing.
Nothing. And they die. The dies are also way too fast. They can't do anything. I am happy to see Kalen go for the Ags, Maelstrom, or Mjolnir, though. I am a fan of that build.
Yeah, the sustain from Necro has been quite potent so far in the fights, more so than I thought it would be.
So they smoke now, after the Roche dies. So does Omglil, though, by the way. So we got maybe a little bit of... Oh, that is a good target to find. They find Kalen. Can they bring him down the once? No, getting swapped out to safety.
Oh my god, he's alive with the Greaves.
Yep, he is. In the meantime, Sunlight, he's in. He's looking for the back line. He's by himself, though. The rest of his squad is on the way, and with the BKB on, nobody really can hurt him. And the rest of Voldemort, it looks like they're just trying to run. The Venno died without even getting his ultimate off. Boogie, his BKB is already used, so he can't really be in the middle of this fight anymore either. And it looks like they just don't know where to go in. Can they save their PL? No, they cannot. They didn't even try. They stayed around. They looked at him and it's like, shall I help? Shall I help? No, they did not. And now they're just running back to the base with their tails between their legs without buyback on the PL. And then Aegis on the side of Kalen. I think this game might be in the bag for Omglil.
Was that tail between their legs a reference to the PL being a cat that Slacks is...
It could be. It could be. I think dogs do it more so than cats, though. Do cats do that too? I think cats might do that too.
I think so. Now that you mention